I bet you didn't know these disturbing facts that'll probably make you uncomfortable. In India, they recently removed a 6-foot-long tapeworm from a man's body by pulling it directly out of his mouth. Because of their loss of habitat and their food sources dwindling, polar bears have resorted to cannibalism by eating other polar bears. And if the opportunity arises, they'll hunt and eat humans as well. One single punch can completely rupture your liver. It is the second most fragile organ in the human body, right behind the brain. But at least our brain has our skull to protect it. At one point in history, tortoise blood was used to clean and disinfect mouths. Imagine gargling with tortoise blood. In the 1880s, William Burke was responsible for a string of murders. He was killing his victims and then donating their body parts to doctors so they could practice performing surgery on them. Burke experienced the same fate when he was hanged for his crimes. That's exactly where his body pieces went to. And actually, his full skeleton is still on display in a medical museum. You know how when you smell something really bad, it's almost like you can taste it? That's because you are. The actual molecules from whatever you're smelling attach themselves to the inside of your nose and the back of your throat as you inhale it. Everything from a gross fart to even roadkill. There are at least 6 species of lizards who have green everything. Green bones, green blood, green tongues, green organs. Every part of them is green. Their blood is literally toxic, but that's how they've evolved, so it isn't harmful to them. I bet you didn't know about Todd and Amy Mullis. Todd and Amy were married and worked on their farm together. Well, Amy didn't always work on the farm. She was a nurse at a nearby hospital, but Todd made her quit her job when he found out that she was having an affair. He claims they moved past it and their marriage became stronger than ever. But apparently Amy had said to friends that she felt trapped. Todd kept very close tabs on her, and she claimed that he had her working on the farm so he could keep all eyes on her. But then a tragic event happened. Todd and Amy were out in one of the barns preparing for the delivery of piglets. One of their sons, Tristan, was out helping them. According to Tristan and Todd, Amy had dizzy spells, and just 4 days prior, she had an outpatient surgery. While they were preparing for the piglets, Amy apparently got dizzy and needed to sit down for a moment. Todd asked her if she would go grab a pet carrier so she could put up the kittens because he was going to use some heavy machinery and didn't want to accidentally hurt them. While Amy did that, Todd and Tristan retreated to the house. When Amy didn't show back up, Tristan ventured back outside to see where his mother was. That's when he found her. She laid face down with a corn rake impaled in her back. Tristan screamed for his father. Todd ran out, pulled the corn rake from her back, put her in his truck along with Tristan, and rushed her to the hospital. Amy didn't make it. During medical examination, an interesting discovery was made. Todd and Tristan kept saying that she fell on the corn rake, but she was face down, and the corn rake had 4 prongs, but Amy had 6 puncture wounds in her back. Todd immediately became the person of interest. But someone else was also a person of interest. One of the employees who worked on the farm, Jerry Frazier, which turns out to be the man that Amy was now having an affair with. He was married with 2 children. Him and Amy would meet in secret. Apparently, Todd had found text messages exchanged between the two and had caught on to their affair. Jerry became very nervous. So that's 2 people, but they both had pretty rock-solid alibis. Tristan claims he was with Todd the whole time. He never had his eyes off him. Jerry's son said that they had spent the whole day together, doing yard work and watching college football together, 45 minutes away at Jerry's home. Despite Tristan's alibi for Todd was arrested and charged with Amy's murder. The court seemed convinced that it was Todd, because divorce would lead to him losing his farm. But some question if Jerry actually did it, because he didn't want the affair coming out and lose his wife and children. What do you think about these circumstances? Alright y'all, this cutie right here is named Macho Man Randy Savage. The species is a Brachypelma amelia, also known as a Mexican redleg. And look what Macho Man gave me. A molt! So with tarantulas, you can check their sex by their molt. Females have a ventral flap where males do not. Unfortunately, the molt is too small for me to be able to show it on camera. But I made a discovery! Macho Man Randy Savage is not a man. Macho Man Randy Savage is definitely a lady. But I'm 100% not changing the name. Macho is just one out of 33 of my beautiful tarantulas, which all 33 are very unique and beautiful in their own way. And they all vary in size and species, some of them being very tiny, and others on the larger side. I have both terrestrial and arboreal species. I also have some that pack a pretty intense punch with their venom. But I love each one of them dearly.